Well, so there you have it. We know that later this morning, some CSOs will be holding a press briefing on this Ejapadi. We'll bring you that shortly. But let's move to another controversial matter, and that has to do with the tracking of government's infrastructure as announced by Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Well, JoyNews has been doing some checks on the various projects he announced some days ago in a town hall. One of such places is the OT region, where JoyNews can confirm that there's existence of a number of ongoing road projects, among others. But before we go to the OT region, let me take you right here to Adentan in Accra, where the Astroturf has sparked some controversy. My colleague PSN and I went there to verify the claims by government, first that they had constructed that, and later by the NDC that was actually a ghost project.
Is the old Insuta road from KJB. It is one of the roads captured as reshaped and completed in the project tracker by government, but it is in a bad state. Frequent road users do not recall the last time any work was done on the road.
This road has been like this for the past 2 years, and there was nothing that was done on it. So as you yourself you can see, if they say they've rehabilitated it, then I don't think it is true. The road is not good. For this small portion, instead of me to use about 1 minute to rinse it, I can use about 10 minutes because the road is not good. It's not good.
Nothing shows on this road that they've done anything. It's just a normal road for us to be using.
So how long have you been using this road?
All right, me, I'm right from KJB. But this, I've been using here quite a time now.
So for between last 2017 and now, nothing has happened?
Nothing is done on this road. Nothing is done. If they say the main road, fine. The main road full of dust. Nothing.
However, the assembly member for Nsuta Bwem, Basaye Matthias, tells JoyNews some work was done on the road about 2 years ago when the DC for Jasikan district, Lawrence Azianle, came into office.
Every year, this road is always put into use. But unfortunately, as I said earlier on, the gutters are not deep. So when it rains, it sweeps off from the top to River Kwesu. So you can see it to yourself.
He's advocating for a permanent solution to the bad state of roads in the area, which he says is affecting economic lives.
They have to put chip-ins. These are feeder roads, but when they do it once and for all, I think it will help us. Because this road, believe me to be, let them bring the bulldozers here and then do something about it. In the next few rains, it will wash all. In the previous government, that is what we said. Some of us stood firm and said that this road there should be put a permanent solution to it, that is putting chip-ins on it.
So why can't we do that now?
And I am calling on individuals, the government agencies, to come to the aid of Nsuta, because this road, as you can see, while this one is taken off, currently most people don't know that we have a town like this. The government or the individuals who can come to our aid and put this road into use, I think the people of Nsuta and KJB, that will boost the economic activities, will be very grateful to that.
Another road in the Jasikan district captured in the delivery tracker to have been reshaped and completed is the Atonko-Guaman road. It is also in a bad shape. This woman, who declined to mention her name, said nothing has been done on the road in very recent past years. Main road, no? The road has not been constructed. For the main road, yes. There is work ongoing. Sir? She rather urged us to move and see for ourselves. It is indeed in a bad shape. Our next revelation will be on a bridge at Akakotes in the Jasikan district, captured as an ongoing project. Peter Sanu for JoyNews.
Please forgive me for the mix-up. That's actually our check with infrastructure as announced by the Vice President in the OT region. Now, they claim on government's delivery tracker that they've constructed an Astroturf in the Adentan constituency. It's another palpable falsehood. That's a direct quote from the communications officer of the major opposition party, the NDC, Sami Jainfi, was speaking at a press conference organized by the party Monday. He also alleged that several government achievements advertised on the new delivery tracker website are a sham. JoyNews' PSC Nanaya Asafo was at the site to cross-check the facts of the AstroTurf at Adentan. He shares more in the following report.
It was a source of excitement and hope for the people of Adentan Old Village about 8 months ago when the MP and chiefs of the area gathered here to cut sword for the construction of an AstroTurf in the area. That was in January 2020, and fast forward, the people have begun to question the reality of the project. As they tell me, for months now, they've had no contractors come to work here on the turf. The park is an average size of a football pitch without any of its matching glory. To my left, there are heaps of sand and gravel. Also, a water tank for storing water. They tell me it's abandoned for a long period of time. Most of the pitch is covered in dust, while the other side is covered with weedy grass. The entire pitch is fenced by a rusty wire mesh. On the side of it is a hanging goalpost. Most of the children here don't care anyway, but they would prefer if the project that commenced months ago is finished. According to deliverytracker.gov.gh/projects and views here, the construction of AstroTurf at the district, Adentan Municipal District, Greater Accra region, is currently ongoing in the Adentan Municipal. However, as it stands now, the park has not been graded in terms of leveling it for any such activity. And as I mentioned earlier, we are yet to see any contractors or individual technical men working around who are working on it. It seems to have been abandoned for months. I'm going to speak to some of the residents. Some of them were here during that sword cutting ceremony in January, and some of them also heard about it and how they feel about the place. Let's start with the very footballers groomed right here in Adentan.
We saw banners and all those things.
Oh, there were banners?
Yeah.
And did they have the picture of the AstroTurf?
The president and its vice.
We want an AstroTurf to play football.
Okay. And?
I want to tell them to do it fast so that I can play football on the AstroTurf.
You want them to do it very fast?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, very fast.
Now, January, I'm back at this now.
Oh, I'm back at now. Oh, I'm not cramming by park and this will be my energy. Yenny a boy, I be sooner, you didn't buy.
Now, I wash a ben amunya.
Oh, Yenya Gidia when Musa was your by park now, I'm ranting and Baba one almost so a do holidays and I say, Omo, you miss Omo Bobo, I'm to 2 a broom, by Hania to Montino, and Mamma's manage. Am I hired the chess and me did I'm a young Colado one sitting near the You can't say by park near Yaji. Such as a holidays in the idea, a year program, the other say, I had no IFA.
I'm going to a moon on Bay.
Oh, I'm going to say, ain't more than 4 months. I know why be the car. Bam say, starting an hour, you moon some near the intino, will break it a and so your Jesus says, I had an hour from the year, obviously, I shall say.
She says it was exciting. She was one of the witnesses here the day of the sword cutting for the AstroTurf right here on the Adentan soil and park. She says that the promise they had at the time was that within the period of 4 months they were going to have that AstroTurf. She enjoys the place really because she does trade with the kids that come around. She also has her own wards that come around, play, have fun, and in fact mingle among the community. But due to COVID-19, she believes the process has stalled, and she still has hope in the authority, especially the Member of Parliament for the area, Yabo Abiyasamwa, whom she affectionately calls YB, to come restore that contract. In a rather interesting twist, unit committee member for the local assembly here, Brock J. Okansi, told JoyNews that he had been assured personally by the contractors that the works here on the AstroTurf will continue next week.
Yes, that Juma Mika Mika when I Jumano. We had a few challenges when we began the project, which have now been resolved. The contractor called me. He says he would resume work next week. The community has poor drainage. This often leaves flooding on the pitch. The last of its kind broke the fence. That's the reason for the pause. The MP had to solicit for extra funds to construct the drains.
But the way I had no idea na koyeno. It was say yenye gata emfa.
PSN and I staff report